Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They're led onto the field by the former third-round pick back in 2012, and that's the quarterback, Nick Foles.
Love his build, love his arm. Had a Pro Bowl season with the Philadelphia Eagles, looking to scale those heights once again.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He finds his man Johnson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Some early fireworks on the first play from scrimmage.
The last fireworks I saw, July 4th, okay? Here they are celebrating the start of this game the exact same way. Explosive right out of the gate.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. This is how they will line it up defensively for Minnesota. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Foles. The open man is Smith. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 21 carries, 79 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. George Kittle with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Vikings under 6-year head coach Mike Zimmer. They will be led out by their veteran quarterback now in his 16th season from NC State, Phillip Rivers.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how did they get a win?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Let's take a look here at the offense for Minnesota.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL in games started.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Here are the starters defensively for the Chargers. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Now Foles. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They go back to the ground with Johnson. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. Here's Foles. And that's caught by Smith. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24. This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal.
Tight end left, tight end left. Let's go. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
Looking to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badger.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing again on second down. Rivers. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Here we go. I got you.
Devin McCourty brings him down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Back to throw. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. It's now 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. Oh, and he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Rivers throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The veteran safety, George Iloka, there to break that one up. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Airing it out deep for Woods. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Airing it out deep for Smith. It got his man complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Johnson on the counter. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Derwin James, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up from his safety spot to make the tackle. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
They'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourty who got a hand in there to break that one up.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the 2nd quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Now Joe Mixon.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Collect 15! You don't want to pick up the ball.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they run with Mixon and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Rivers now dumps it off to Mixon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Johnny Hekker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. Now, the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
He probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. Throwing on 2nd down. Foles. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
Here's Matt Weil now, standing just outside his own goal line. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Johnny Hekker now. He's been terrific so far. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. The busy night continues for Johnson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Foles looking left sideline. Incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's third down. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James. A sack from his safety position.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Here's Matt Wild now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
There's something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Trey Boston up to make the tackle. On second down now, Mixon. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now Rivers. And got a man. It's Woods. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. And his throw is incomplete. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. Then he'll find his target. Woods. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Rivers to Mixon on the check down. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll throw again. Rivers. And that's complete to Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Here we go. 180. Watch the backer.
To throw again on second down. Foles. He's got Smith here. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Foles. Complete. Smith has it. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Foles now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw, and that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's the former Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles, with the strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The open man is Smith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Throwing Rivers. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 35.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Now it's a bootleg with Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Come on, now, let's go.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Foles. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. 20, 10, and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. George Kittle with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Badgley on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Throwing on second down. Rivers, and he's got a man, Demaryius Thomas. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throwing, Rivers. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Rivers now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle. Play fake, Rivers. And Woods has it complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Rivers. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A first down throw here for Rivers. Dumps it off to Mixon. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. First carry now for the backup, LaShawn McCoy. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Marr is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Foles. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Foles. He's got it. The tight end, Allen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he'll take this up to about the 7- or 8-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Play action now. Rivers. And he slings one that's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. They begin the drive with Johnson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Marvin Jones. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, L.A. Marvin Jones. An 80-yard touchdown. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rivers, he's got his man Sharp, complete. 8 yards in the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Oh, yeah. And here we go.
From the gun, Rivers. And his pass incomplete. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. That's complete to Sharp. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Rivers on 3rd and 2. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 44-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Again, it's Rivers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice hit, boy. Ricky. Under 10.
Rivers again. He finds his target, John Brown. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 19.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And they'll try the jet sweep here. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Benardrick McKinney, a first-time Pro Bowler a season ago, in on the tackle there. This is Mixon.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Tight end to the left, tight end
From the gun, Rivers. And it's incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now Rivers. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. John Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Foles now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Foles. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Johnson. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Here we go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Here's Matt Weil now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. He's got his running back, LaShawn McCoy. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And that'll be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. To the air again here, Rivers. And that is incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Now Rivers on 4th down. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. On 4th down, that turned out like a punt. Maybe he was better defensively there just to knock it down.
And you know they go over those situations. All right, 4th down, where's the ball? Where would we get the ball? But instinct takes over, and when it's in the air, they just go and get it. So it's hard to get on him for intercepting it, but the smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
Here's Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
He's crossing. He's checking crack.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for L.A. Rivers gets set to lead this offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 1:40 remaining. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. From the 27, Rivers. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. And he fires a strike to his big target, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
190.
First down, Rivers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. That'll bring up second down. On second down, Rivers again. He gets it to Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
180, 115. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
You see me? You see me?
Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for the home team here, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.